Understand why. Alright, so today we're going to keep going. This is the last lesson that will be on your quiz on Friday. Okay? So here and below are like Monday, Tuesday, today. Yes, sir. Okay, so you need like let me know when you want to make it up.
Just standard or is this both? That's for standard.
Alright, so this lesson is we're moving all around the wheel. Notice that we're now at collect. Okay, so we're going to talk about for the next couple of days how to collect data well, which is really important because you guys, especially if you are in Capstone or going to be in Capstone or in some of your other classes too, you'll have to do some surveys. So it's good to know how to collect data, which is usually through a survey or an experiment. Okay, that's how we collect data. So we've got to make sure we do them well. Okay. And know what kinds of things could go wrong. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do, we're going to work with sampling and random sampling, and what we have a TRD, which is a table of random digits today. Okay, so first thing I would like you to do, as I gave you a handout, this handout is also in your notes, so you don't have to take it out with you today. You can throw it away. It's in your notes, so you might need it tonight for your homework, but what I'd like for you to do, you see a bunch of clusters of rectangles, right? How many are there? How many clusters? 100. Good. So we have 100 clusters of rectangles, and maybe I'm really interested in knowing what the average cluster area is.
7.
Okay. So maybe I'm interested in knowing that, and I really don't want to sit here and count the area of all 100 of these and then add them up and divide by 100. Okay? So what I would like for you to do is to take a sample of 5 clusters. So if you will, maybe just circle 5 different clusters and then average their areas. You can use your phone or calculator to help you with the average. Yes, sir.
You search like in an area, or is it like
a cluster? Like there's 100 of them, so pick 5 out of the 100.
Okay.
Yep, just circle them, pick 5, and then average them. Average their areas. Sorry. The number below the cluster is actually not the area or anything. That's just like labeling it.
7.
What? I'm going to make a dot plot of everybody, so make sure you're participating and doing it right. Use your phone or your calculator if you need a little help with the average part.
How do you always calc on the computer?
Yeah, with the computer.
Let's see, 6 plus 16.
You need it.
Average me up in a second.
Average me up.
Okay.
Oops, not divided.
I'm going to come around and get your averages and make a dot plot, a class dot plot, okay? Is that yours? You got yours? You're still working on it?
10.2.
Oh, 10.2.
I've not done yet.
Okay. Come back around. Is that yours?
I'd rather have 10 than 7.
I have 8 than you.
You have 8.
Is that yours?
Anyways,
Not this screen.
it's not the screen. No,
It's the bone under. It's a new protector.
you know what your screen protector is supposed to do?
What?
It's supposed to protect the screen, not go through the
So
screen.
these are just labels. This is boxes on the side, but it has the area.
What do you divide it by once you add it all
5.
up? 4.6. Guys got.
That's not right.
I add them all up. Divide by 5.
It's not 44 then.
Alright, anybody I missed? Come back around. What'd you get?
51. Tell.
No, it's not right.
Exactly.
And what's
When you punching in
Wait, what is? I'm just gonna say
51.5.
You add them together and divide by 5.
That's what I'm doing. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it?
You deleted it.
Stop doing it right.
I did. Thank you. Good eye. Okay, who else told me one? 11.6. Good. Who else did I miss? What'd you get? 10.6. Good.
10 points.
Put you there.
No to T.
Anybody else
Can I have it
that
back?
put you in my data?
Can I have it back?
What'd you get? 4.6. Nice.
Wait.
Separate these.
Is that what you got? What was I doing wrong?
Okay.
No, dividing it incorrectly. Read this.
What'd you do? Something?
Yeah, here's what I want you to do. Come on,
Bless. It's okay.
let's mess it up.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, good. Okay,
Very
so what do you
close.
think? I'm just trying to like separate these real quick. Sorry. So what do you think? Looking at our class dot plot, can we come up with a good average of what we think the average size
Yes.
of these clusters are?
Mm-hmm.
Just average to average.
Like 11, maybe, or what would we
Just
say?
average to average.
Say 10.
Yeah,
I said
we're averaging
10.2.
the
I remember.
averages. That's exactly what we're doing.
So you have like 10.7.
Oh.
10.7. So why don't I draw like a little triangle? Like y'all were thinking, like right here is like the center.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing it,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, good.
Say 10.2.
So this is a pretty good dot plot. I don't think I got everybody's, but that gives us an idea of what we think the average is. Now, what I would like to do next is actually do a random, like a systematic random way of choosing boxes. Okay, so we're gonna do a sample of 5 again, but we're gonna use, if you look on the back, a table of random digits. Okay. This is how the AP requires us to know how to take a sample randomly. Okay, and this is a great, the reason why is because I can grade you on this. I can't grade you if you cut them out and put them in a hat and mix it up and drew them out. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys how to use this so we can make a, random sample out of these boxes, okay? So to do that, you guys need to know, first of all, how to use a table of random digits and how to tell me on a test how you're using the table of random digits, okay? So this is going to help us pick 5 of these boxes again, okay? Again, a lot of words on the screen right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to help clean it up a little bit. Now, if on a test you say, if on a test you see where I say, describe how to use a table of random digits to collect this sample. This is what you're going to have to write. 4 sentences, okay? And I've kind of come up with a little shortcut, adds, to help you remember what those sentences need to be, okay? So we're kind of amping up the difficulty a little bit today because we're writing a little bit more, okay? But we've got this. All right, the first A, okay? If you don't want to write all these words, you need to know that the first A means we need to assign labels to items in the population. Okay? Luckily, this worksheet has done some of the work for us. Okay? Our clusters are already labeled, but they're not really labeled great, but they were already labeled. It made it easy for us to see that there are 100 of these, right? There are 100 of them because they were labeled, okay? So the problem is, okay, that they're not labeled enough for us to use the table of random digits, okay? Why do I say that? So when I get ready to use the table of random digits, I'm going to start, I won't necessarily start here, but we'll start here now, okay? So if I start moving along, and remember this is just a bunch of numbers, they're just random. how do I know if the first one is box number 3 or box number 36? Right? Because isn't there a 3 and a 36?
Yes.
So how do I know, like, if it's 3 or 36? Like, should I go 3, 6, 5, 1, 8? But if I do that, how would I ever get 2-digit numbers? And then how would I ever get 100? Do what?
You don't repeat. If you get to another 3, then it'd be 36. Like the next line.
Okay, so you would say 3, so the next one would be 6 or 65? 6. So then that means you're going to get all your single digits. You're never going to
Well,
get...
then once you finish all your single digits, you can.
Yeah, but is that random? Like, isn't it true that we could possibly not get any single digits, right? Like, why does it have to be guaranteed that there's a single digit in there? So that's what I'm bringing up. So the reason why I told you that I'm not really satisfied with the way they've labeled this is because, and you can see where I've already kind of corrected it a little bit, is because some of them are single digits, some of them are double digits, some of them are triple digits. Okay? When you assign the numbers, they all need to be the same amount of digits. Okay? You need to go like always 2 at a time, or always 3 at a time, or always 1 at a time. Okay? Does that make sense? Why? So how did I fix it? Yeah, instead of 1, let's let it be 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what about 100?
0,
0,
0.
0. Good. So can you tell me how many digits are there between 0, 0, and 99?
A lot.
Yes. How many exactly? Let's go smaller. How many digits are there from 0 to 9? You would think. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, yeah. From 1 to 9, there's 9, right? But from 0 to 9, there are 10. So how many digits are there from 0, 0 to 99? 100. How many digits are there from 0, 0, 0 to 999? 1,000. There you go. Okay, how many digits are there from 0, 1 to 99? 99. Very good.
What?
We just blew his mind.
Girl.
So 100 from 0, 0 to 99.
Yeah.
But from 0, 1 to 99,
Oh, I get it.
There's
Okay.
99.
Yeah.
I know. I'm going over this for a purpose. This is an easy
Okay.
thing to mix up.
Right.
I'm with you. I understand. Okay? Good. So when we assign our digits, we've got to make sure that they're the same size, which is kind of, that's hard to think about. Okay? So let me show you like what we would write for our first sentence for this example with the clusters. I would say, it's going to be too thick. Assign digits 0, 0 to 99 to the 100 clusters. So that would be my first sentence. You got to tell me what digits will you assign. Okay? If it was you guys, I think there's like 20 of you, I would assign what? If there were 20 of you and I wanted to assign each of you a number, I would do
0, 0 to 19.
0, 0 to 19. Very good. That's probably the best way. Or I could do 0, 1 to 20. But I usually like to start at 0, 0. Okay? It makes it a little bit easier later on. I'll show you. All right, so that's your first sentence. Questions? That's just pretty hard. All right, this first, go ahead.
So it's something that you write like on a test?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can use that for like every.
Yes. So it's kind of, that's what I've tried to do is kind of make it a formula.
Okay.
To where you're just writing the same thing every time. You're just changing it for the situation. And one thing, a popular mistake, well, before I move on, make sure you're assigning labels to everything in the population. So everybody in the population gets a label. Okay?
So then like you would just have to modify like the 99 to like 1,000 if it's like bigger numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll do it, hopefully we'll get to some more examples here shortly.
What if like this was only like 50 things, would you do like 49?
Yep, 0 to 49.
Okay, just the highest number.
Yep, the highest number. Good, you got it. Yep. Good. All right, the second D. Describe the digit movement along the table. Okay? So this one's pretty easy. Whatever digit size you decided on. 1, 2, 3. I usually won't go above 3, but maybe if it's just one of those days, 4. Okay? So what we're going to say in our second sentence is move along the TRD. What does that stand for? Table of random digits. 2 digits at a time. So this sentence will always be the same, except you just change whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. Okay? The second D, what should be discarded? What should be skipped on the table of random digits? Okay? Well, there's 2 things that you should check. Sometimes there are numbers that are not labeled. Okay? Meaning if, and in this case this is not the case, but like she was saying, what if there were 50 boxes? Would I use the number 75 if it showed up on that table of random digits?
No.
No, because nobody got labeled 75. So I would need to discard that number. Does that make sense? Luckily with 0 to 99, is there anything not, any digit not used? No, we used all the digits. So nice numbers like 10, 100, 1000, you won't have to discard any digits. Any numbers that are not labeled. The other thing is repeats. Okay, if I get 11 and then a couple later I get 11 again, I don't want 11 twice, right? I've already picked box number 11. I don't want 11 again. So in this case, I'm going to say discard repeats. Short and simple. For this case. If there are any extra numbers that weren't labeled, we would definitely need to discard those too. There'll be an example. This one will show that up. And then the last one, the S in add stands for when is your selection complete?
Yeah, but that's wrong, probably.
Yes, that is wrong. Okay, well, this is hard because y'all haven't done it yet. We're about to do it. Okay, let me show you what we're doing. Okay, what we have written so far. Let's pretend like we're going. Okay, yes.
Why don't we just number it like 1 to 3? Just go through it like you did on the
Because the single digit issue. So I pretty much used the way it was. I just put zeros in front of the single digits.
Well, then what does this have to do if we just added zeros in the front?
So now if I'm moving along and I get right here, that would be 7.
Yeah.
0, 7.
Why
And then 0, 1.
I'm just wondering why we use this. I'm confused on.
Okay, I'm about to show you.
Okay.
Okay? Alright, so I want to pick 5 boxes and I don't want to just close my eyes and pick or just pick. I want to make sure I'm using something random. These are random numbers, okay? So I'm going 2 digits at a time. We just wrote that, right? So, what's my first box?
36.
36, yes ma'am. Okay, so up here, this is my first part of my sample. That's my first cluster in my sample. Okay, what's my second one? 51. 51. So where's 51? There you are. There is the second box, cluster in my sample. Are you getting it now? See what I'm doing? It's not that I'm just saying pick 5 random ones. I'm actually making sure I don't have any bias. My thoughts or desires are not involved at all, right? I'm just using this table of random digits. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't know why. I thought we were
Yeah.
just labeling them. I was confused.
Yeah, because we haven't got to the S, which is when is my selection complete? When am I done? When can I leave the table of random digits? Well, how many boxes are we selecting? 5. So I'm just going to continue until I've selected 5 boxes or 5 clusters. Let's write that. So the question you might see on the test, okay, and I'll baby you a little bit, okay, the homework quiz, I'll baby you a little bit, the quiz, I'll baby you a little bit, but on the test, I could just say, describe how to use a table of random digits to take a sample, okay, and it'll have like some context, and you would need to write to me these 4 sentences. Okay. You're just describing to me that you know how to get a random sample using a table of random digits. Okay, what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to go and pick somewhere random on the table of random digits and select 5 more boxes. Average their size.
Using the
Yes, using that. Just somewhere. Don't start at the beginning because that's where I started.
55. Oh, I already got
Oh,
that.
I got
Start.
55 too.
Oh, yeah.
58.
So there are spaces.
Oh,
You
I
just
got that
kind of
straight.
ignore the spaces, okay? So like the next one I would pick would be 83.
Ooh.
So you just keep going until,
Where you got that?
just ignore the spaces. Does that make sense?
So
Yeah.
if you're gonna start randomly in here, could you pick any 2 numbers, or it has to be the first one and then the second?
Any of them.
Okay.
And just, but once you pick where to start, go along, okay? On the table of random digits. Sorry? Yes.
9.
Remember, these are the boxes that are labeled. This is the number. Yep. Correct. Correct. If it was 8, it would be 0, 8. Right. 6, 7, 8, 11.
we
73.
08.
1, 2.
And then, so pick 5 and then average them. And I want to do another dot plot.
DP.
I'm gonna do this.
Ooh, Dr. Pepper right now. Good.
38.
Wood.
I'm gonna do
3.
Dr.
all the
Pepper
small,
right now.
get all the tiny numbers.
2,
1, 2, 3, 4. 1 more. 12.
This one's gonna be 14 for sure.
it's 17. So we all pairs.
Was that?
Sorry, you're over 3
No, actually, I put into art.
Take a peek.
That's why I'm popping.
You just
Freak
mad
out
at you for that?
Dude, I'm mad at him for wanting me to stay in. That's so boring.
That is.
So boring. This looks so nice though. It's kind of like a big, but
Kind of what?
makes me feel like a douche because she's so nice, but
Oh, yeah.
classes.
Oh.
So boring.
So. You're.
Alright, let me know when you get your average so I can plot it. Okay, here's 5. 5.8.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Grab the fridge.
Alright, so you just do 1 plus 1.
12.1.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 plus 1, 2. Plus 12.
It's all random. Okay, it'll work on this.
Oh,
Is this
so
like?
just start like.
Benjamin, how'd you write this? Did you say like you were the?
And then you just divide by 5.
No, this. You were the
7.6.
anthropologist.
What the fuck am I doing?
You were the anthropologist. And you wrote about
Yes.
trans. Okay.
Yes. Dude, what am I doing wrong on this?
Benjamin, add them together and divide
That's
by
what I'm doing.
Dude, add them. Do it right now.
1 plus
Well, I got
1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 8 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 12 plus 16 by 5.
Benjamin, it does. You gotta equal it because it does
Yeah,
more
you
operations.
yeah, even. Shoot, that's what I've been doing.
Oh, va.
I
Hemdas.
think the same too.
You realize.
Dylan and Litter at the big shop.
Ew.
How many did you choose?
Ogre and Binball. Hey.
What other side?
So I picked my 5 from the minutes ago.
Okay.
I picked 5 from the
Oh,
and then
so you use just this one.
Here we go, 7.6.
Yeah.
Huh?
You only
7.6.
Assume, but
Yeah, 7.6. Ooh.
how you gonna get to my same average?
Deke.
How you gonna get my average?
7.6.
Wait, what's
And
you
then
pick?
my average is the ones that
All the same ones. Yeah, definitely.
You pick 2 1s? Who picks 2 1s?
I didn't pick them. I just chose a random box in the middle.
You choose just random boxes that make you choose.
I just make it.
5.2.
Oh, we already said it.
Just at 25.6. If you just said 51.8, that
51.8.
Alright, anybody else that I didn't get?
Hold up.
I'm so short.
Anybody else?
breathe.
But then I took out that I
Bro.
fixed these.
Breathe.
Not okay with you. Sabotage.
Tit for tat.
Yeah, one. Oh, look, you got one.
Oh no, sorry. Are you saying you need to tell me yours?
Yeah.
What's yours?
Exactly.
On 7.6. 7.6.
7.6.
Yeah.
Alright, so how did our dot plots compare? What would you say our new mean is?
7.2.
I heard it 8. Y'all think that's about right, or what do you think?
Oh my god.
About right there? Yeah. So that's lower than the first one. Y'all said about right here, about 10-ish last time. Which one do you think is more accurate?
The one we just did.
This one?
Yeah.
Why do you think this one's
Purple and gold.
more accurate?
Accurate.
Right. So why is this one better? Like why was it like why?
Because that one's random, the other one's true.
No biases.
Yeah, this one we used the random process. This one you just chose. You thought you were being random, but what happens when you're using your eyes?
Some boxes look better than the others.
Some boxes look better than others, I guess. Some draw our eye more. What draws our eye more? The bigger ones, right? Hence bigger numbers, right? Hence bigger numbers. So random is always better because it takes out that bias, okay? Takes out that bias. That was the point in this, okay? Now, you have these sheets. There will be a question for homework that asks you to use a table of random digits. So you can use this one as a hard copy, or there's one attached to the notes. So you can use either one, okay? I will fill out, there were 2 examples we didn't get to, and I'll fill them out tonight, okay?
So we go to
You can have them.
now?
Do what?
You gotta go to our class
Go
first.
to your class first. Look at the completed notes tonight for more examples, okay?
I don't want to go to computer animated.
Is that what